Jai Sachidanand. I bow to pure soul within you, everybody. Jai Sachidanand. We'll take some question answer, so we can have detailed study of this spiritual science.
You mentioned a lot about mistakes. However, sometimes she is not sure whether she has the capability to see her own mistakes. And if the person cannot see the mistakes, for instance, in a relationship or in a life situation, how can she find out?
What is name?
Rosemary, 14.
14, yes. How to find out our own mistake? Dada Bhagwan has given one sentence: fault is of the sufferer. Whenever any suffering comes, we have to understand our own fault. Due to my some fault, I am getting suffering. Very master key for finding out our own fault. Something happened in house and everybody is normal and we are suffering. So our own fault. Find out some fault must be there. Then if you hurt anybody, somebody may disturb, somebody may hurt, that is also our fault. So by two ways we can find out our own fault. Somebody hurt, then it is our fault. And any suffering comes is also our fault. And in detail you want to go, then fault is, this body action is not fault, but anger, pride, deceit, greed, attachment, hatred, these are the fault. Ego is a fault. Anger is a fault. Attachment is a fault. These are the faults. So relation is not fault. Husband and wife, but expectation is a fault. Expectation doesn't fulfill, then we become angry. That is a fault. So fault is due to ignorance. These faults occurs. And any fault somebody may hurt, then we will do pratikaman for that.
What will be this pratikaman?
Somebody may hurt, then we will ask inside pure soul, this is my mistake, I am sorry for that, please give me strength not to do this mistake again. So inner pure soul we are asking forgiveness for our mistake and not to do this mistake again. Understood?
Thank you. First, he thanks for the opportunity. He took Gnan 1 year ago in Salvador, and he acknowledged that there were benefits, that he changed his way of being in this world. He feels more comfortable, and so he's happy to have taken this blessing. He is a searcher. He has a study for decades, and some people around him many times question him about whether this is a science or a religion, because they say, well, you say that it's a science, but there are some sort of rituals, there are dances, there are symbols, and he has learned that he should not change people around him or be disturbed by that, but still he becomes silent when people say that, but he somehow he wants an answer how to deal with this questioning from people.
See, in religion, all statues or whatever in temple, some statues are there, they have some meaning. But behind that we don't have stories what is really meaning. So in that scripture so many things are mentioned. why this is so and so, why this is shape so and so, dancing so and so, showing some image, but they have some meaning, specific meaning behind that. Even different Lord in different shape, they have some meaning. But we have to, when we worship, that will help us for concentration, for inner relative awareness, that will help. But soul is invisible, and this is a physical things. Through physical things, they are mentioning some positive things, and some devil or that negative things also mentioned by shape or some figures, and positive thing can be mentioned by some images. So it is helpful for mankind, but we have to go for further, means in science, spiritual science. Soul is immortal, soul is invisible. So that science is totally different. And that Lord Simandar Swami, you see that statue, that shows something, that is also some meaning. So no doership, only knower and seer. This statue shows you have to see inside, as a what mind, speech and body action is going on. You don't disturb inside, don't involve inside, and know and see. So like every statue has some meaning, but we have to go in deeper for that scripture, then we can understand. Understood?
The question also that he made is, what is the difference between a religion and a spiritual science? Because sometimes people tell him that Akram Vignan is a religion, and then he does not know how to reply to that. That's also part of his question.
Yeah. In the very first day I explained, suppose dirty water, we want to clean that water, we have to apply so many filter, then it becomes clean. So religion is like a dirty water, we have to clean by filter. So still after cleaning whole water, we will remove all impurities. Still we cannot separate element of water, hydrogen and oxygen, through that clean water. So in religion, we never get element experience of pure soul. In religion, that develops human from one standard to higher standard, then higher standard. They remove their impurities and they become clean. But that is a, say, from first standard, so primary, then they learn more, then they will come to secondary, they learn more, then they will come higher secondary. Then further this college level, PhD level, where the spirituality starts, higher standard. And in spirituality, bad things, we have to not leave the bad things, we should not adopt good things. So merit karma or demerit karma, beyond that, that is a spirituality. In spirituality, it's just like a, suppose there is a bad water, and if we do chemical setup, and then after chemical setup, oxygen will come separately, hydrogen will come separately. So both elements are always pure. It is never impurity, no impurity will be there. So just like a soul and matter in this body, soul is always pure. But due to ignorance, due to wrong belief, we cannot realize, we cannot experience pure soul. So after we have removed so many impurity and we can clean water, still pure element we cannot get through pure water, clean water. Here also in religion, that we are removing some impurities, bad things, bad habits, but still, and we are adopting good habits, good things, help others, then give charity, do charity, help others, give donations. But that charge merit karma and we will get happiness in next life. But for salvation, that requires beyond religion. In religion, we will charge new karma, but merit karma. And if you are not following any religion, then bad things will charge demerit karma. And in next life, we have to suffer some demerit karma. And if we do good religion, if we adopt good religion and we help others, then we will charge merit karma. That will give happiness in next life. But in spiritual science, beyond that, merit karma and demerit karma. Without karma, there should not be charging of new karma. That is called science, spiritual science. And in that spiritual science, we know what is soul, what is matter, how they are separate. So by science, we can understand element and we can separate element. Lastly, we can experience element. So that requires science. And this is religion. And so many people, they don't know religion, but they believe something. So that helps for development stage. So religions helping developing human. And science gives liberation to human. You understand?
I think he has some additional point. Can he make?
Yeah, okay, definitely.
He's saying that maybe another difference from I understood what he's saying is that in the spiritual science you have to do search for that, and why in the religion you just worship and expect God to work out things for you.
No, on religion means they are on viewpoint. There are 360 degrees. So on some viewpoint, they are looking towards center. So science is at the center and religion are at the degree viewpoint. So you says it is correct. But for science also, one experienced person is required. In religion also, some guru or teacher or some monk or say nun or say pope, they required. For just like a primary student, some principal is there, teachers are there, students, syllabus. For some group required. Then for secondary, then teacher will change, professor will change, principal will change, student syllabus will change. So higher stage we have to study, but they are giving knowledge of viewpoint. Soul is at the center, and suppose something is at the center and we will see from 150 degree. So one person looking from 150, he will see something different, and another person, he is at 250 degree and he will see at the center. He will say, I can see this thing is correct by his viewpoint. He says 150 degree, whatever they say, they are wrong. We are correct because what we are seeing is correct. But really at the center, it's total different thing. So development, so 110 degree, 20 degree, 50 degree, 100 degree, the development stage. Once he reached to center, the total thing is different. So religions are at the viewpoint. So a group of say 60 degree, one group, 60 to 120 degree, another group, 120 to 180 degree, another group, 180 to 240, another group, 240 to 300, another group, and 300 and 360, they are now what is at the center, real things they are looking for. And the 360, when he finished whole degrees, he will reach to the center, and 300, above 300 to 360, it is called spiritual science. It is not religion. It is now coming what is exactly at the center. And degree, viewpoint, they are believing that God is doer, God is so and so, God is so and so, whatever we are believing is a God. So on some degree they have some viewpoint and their belief is about soul or about God. While at the center, when spiritual science comes, what exactly, what reality, so quality of the soul, property of the soul, how it is not doer, what is going on, who is the real doer for this universe, how is the soul is separate, everything comes in spiritual science. So viewpoint is total different and at the center is total different. In spiritual science, when we get experience of through spiritual science, then no charging of new karma, and slowly that soul gets liberation.
Okay.
It was already clear, now it's even more clear. Thank you.
Okay.
Brazilian culture, we are very open here. We are very open to philosophies, to ideas, to thoughts. And in Brazil, it's becoming very popular, some doctrines about positive thinking and also the law of attraction, that when you keep a positive thinking, you can attract good things, or you can even avoid bad things from happening to you. And she understands from what she's learning about Akram Vignan that this is kind of conflicting with the Akram Vignan idea. So basically the question is, what is the point in having a positive thinking?
See, in Akram Science, positive thinking comes by automatically because we are seeing beyond positive. See, negative and positive, they are duality. Intellect will show negative, heart will show positive. But beyond that, pure soul will see positive, not negative. Pure soul will see reality. So positive will, if you are negative, if you are hurting others, you are cheating others, then you will charge demerit karma. If you are helping others, then you are doing some charity, donation, you are charging, means you are doing positive, then you will charge merit karma. Because we are doing something, but positive. So positive will help charge merit karma. And when we see pure things, element, pure soul in everybody, very same soul within me, very similar soul within you. So I definitely never see your fault. I don't want to hurt you because you are also very similar to my soul. So oneness with each other. So in spirituality, we are seeing element as a pure soul inside you, and then positive things comes automatically in byproduction. So that in relatively we remain positive, in reality we see pure in everybody, pure soul in everybody. So in Akram Science, it is beyond positivity. See, flawless vision to everybody, without fault of anything happened. We are seeing flawless vision, and in reality, they are absolute pure soul. So positive will helping. It is mentioned here that law of attraction, they will help each others. Positive things will be help for worldly life. But for salvation, beyond positive we have to go. And in Akram Science, we are getting such a vision of absolute pure soul. It is beyond negative and positive. Positive will help worldly happiness. And that right understanding, right belief, or say vision of pure soul in everybody, that will help for salvation. Understood?
Yes. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
her question is about fear. How to live in the current times where there is an insecurity or when tragedies of life can happen to us, like an assault or robbery, or we can lose our emotional control. Should we live without caring about that? Or the fear is part of life and we have to be cautious and avoid situations and places that make us vulnerable? And she made a summary at the end saying, can we live without caring if some robbery or accident or emotional control happen to us? Or should we take some sort of safety measures? Should we abstain from living freely, like walking in the streets? And her fear that she may encounter someone that has a karma against her and will throw a little stone back to her from past life.
See, all fear and insecurity, worries, everything is when we have ignorance and ego. So all fear is suffered by ego only. And intellect is always showing how to protect ego from this fear or say where we get disturbed. But it is very limitation. When our merit karma is there, we can protect ourselves. And demerit karma, we can't do anything and we have to suffer. So there is one more stage beyond intellect and beyond ego, knowledge of self-realization. Once we get self-realization, then ego gets dissolved and all suffering is to ego. That will also go away. And here we are getting what is universal truth. Why this is happening? Who is the doer? Who is the sufferer? Who am I? So once we get knowledge of pure soul, then that ego, he feels insecurity, that will go away. He gets security, oh, I am pure soul, I am permanent, I am eternal. So temporary things cannot disturb me. Temporary things cannot give any fear to me, because all temporary things are just, it will, the phases, they will come and go. Temporary means temporary things. And I am permanent. So that permanency gives, it will come out of all fears, all type of fears, all type of pain, worries, everything will go away. And in permanency, when we get experience of permanency, then no fear and no worry of this world will touch to us. So in Akram Science, we are not doing anything, but our understanding gets changed. So previously we are believing that I am, what is your name? Swani.
Suwani.
Yeah, so if you are Swani, then you feel, so something happened to me, what will happen, so fear will be there. But if you understand, I am not Swani, I am pure soul, that fear will go away. Because as ego dissolves, that fear also dissolves. You are pure soul, you are immortal, you are permanent. Your worldly things will touch to Swani. And your scientific circumstantial evidence will touch to Swani. And you are separated from Swani, you are pure soul. Then that all fear and everything will not touch to you. Because beyond, it is as pure soul is beyond all the Swani and all circumstantial evidence. You understood?
Yeah, understood. Thank you.
In previous life was like a serene lake and she put some rocks in it. So now she's receiving this life the effects of the karma. And when she's receiving these rocks, if she asks for forgiveness to the people involved, say that I love you, forgive me, she can minimize the effect of the karma. Can she minimize?
So effect of karma, we have to suffer. But suffering of that karma can be minimized. Effect remain as it is. But suffering may reduce up to 0%. It is possible. So pain in the leg remain as it is. But suffering of the pain, oh, I am suffering too much pain, I can't bear. That reduce up to 0 level. Like that, some bad words, some insult, suffering will start. So insult cannot stop, but suffering can be changed. By right understanding, right knowledge, you can have no suffering of that bad words. It is possible by this knowledge of pure soul. Understood?